Hello! So, today it's a Saturday, but I didn't make any plans on Saturday. I am going to vlog and also do some grocery shopping because my fridge is empty. And when I'm getting ready, I will talk about some of my experiences as an expat in Berlin, because right before coming to Berlin, I was so curious about how my life is going to look like. I really wanted to watch some vlogs and videos on YouTube because, you know, like you want to have an idea of a city that you're going to move. It's been 1.5 years since I'm in Berlin. So many things have changed in the last year in my life that when I look back, I think that, wow, I will walk you through this, but not looking like this. So tag along and I will wash my face and do my getting ready and we'll talk about it, okay? I come to Berlin as a student, but this also covers students and young adults and like more young families. So before coming here, I was a little bit scared of what will happen. I'm gonna use this cream. So before coming here, I thought like everyone is into techno in Berlin. They are like wearing all black and those like techno club outfits, and they have wolf cuts and they're doing drugs and everything. I mean, that's partly true. I love that people can be themselves and there is really no judgment in Berlin. I like that the city is inclusive, but I was scared that I can, as a mainstream person, because I really don't like, to be honest, if I'm not going into trouble. I never thought of like Berlin as like a place to live. It's a completely different lifestyle that I have. I was scared of change because I didn't want it to change. Anyways, so I started doing some YouTube and social media like checks that like who lives in Berlin, and whenever I told my friends that I'm moving to Berlin, everyone assumed that I'm this fun person who's like alternative. Cool kids these days like those stuff, you know, but I'm not a cool kid, so I was intimidated by that. I'm quite an efficient person, you know, like money is time, time is money. Having time is an opportunity to learn German or like find a job and stuff. So I completely dismissed the idea of going out and having fun. So first couple of months was a survival mode for me. And in those couple of months, I actually couldn't find any friends because so I came to uni, but I came a little bit late because my visa was not approved. So everyone had already met and like they formed a friends group and stuff, and I was the one who came late. I was like, okay, then what am I going to do? I'm not going to prioritize socializing. Then I'm focusing on my school, I'm focusing on my work, and actually in the first month that I'm in Berlin, like I moved to Berlin, I found a job because I went to job interviews almost every day. It was paying so well in my standards, like it was like an average working student pay, but it paid my rent and everything. Okay, I can spend money now because I'm not dependent on my Turkish money. So I became more like a normal person than a survival mode person. I also wanted to change my apartment because I was living in a house and it was way outside of city. I was living in this Wohngemeinschaft. I really wanted to change that. So after finding my job, I was like always going to the viewings, applying for everything, spending my weekends like just writing emails to every student dorm, so if they have any vacancies. I forgot to brush my teeth. And then I found an apartment thanks to one of my roommates back in that shared apartment, and then I moved there. I already had at this point like very cool colleagues and I made friends from school. Actually, my finding friends spot became my German class, which I didn't expect. And then I reconnected with a high school friend and everything. So like in time, my friend circle became like a thing in Germany. Very organic, not forced, and I'm feeling really happy about it. My makeup is over and I'm gonna leave, but this part of the video, to sum up, now you're watching maybe from home, from your home country, you're about to move to Germany, or you just recently moved to a city, not specifically Berlin, but another city, that you're concerned that you cannot find your circle. I was the loneliest person in the world when I first moved to Berlin because I left my life behind and I was very pessimist, and German winter doesn't help when you're pessimist. In time, one by one, when you find a job, when you find your apartment, like it just happens with life. When you look back, you feel like, okay, what a lovely journey. Even if you are a complete opposite of the stereotype of the city that you're moving in, you will find your circle. Don't be scared, everything's gonna be alright. Let's go grocery shopping. At the beginning, there were a lot of culture shocks when I moved to Berlin. I mean, this is not my first time moving abroad, but still, this time I came here not as an exchange student. I came here with the intention of staying here for the rest of my career or something. I think you get used to things if you're a good observer. Just observe people, how they behave in public transport, how they do certain things, and why do they do those certain things in that way. My Turkish culture is more like a Mediterranean, Middle Eastern, hospitality, friendly culture. Not always, but in general. And when I first came here, I was shocked by people's individuality. Like, for example, in public transport, they put like their bags next to their seats so that no one can sit there. They're becoming too comfortable in the public transport that sometimes you can't sit because they don't bother. So these things disturbed me a lot. And still, there are a lot of things that I judge and I don't like. But also there are a lot of things that I like and I adapted to my life, like German discipline. Like, you integrate both of your cultures so that you create a new version of yourself. I did my weekly shopping, as you can see, this year as well. As I said before I was distracted by my shopping experience, I was very scared of bureaucracy because I didn't speak any German. Sometimes people are mean or like they're just not in their best day. Instead of making things bigger than they are in my head, I just said, this is something that I'm required to do. I will be nice and I will make their job as easy as possible by providing the documents and everything. But like they always said, like it's so hard to find appointments and they're not friendly, nobody helps you. Like an address registry appointment, I was late for 50 minutes because I went to another Bürgeramt, which was not the Bürgeramt that I was supposed to go. But then I said, you know what, I'm just going to try my chance. If I cannot make it, then I can say, okay, at least I tried. So I traveled to this Bürgeramt and I was late 50 minutes to 1 hour to my appointment. And I said, I'm so sorry. I went to, in English by the way, because I don't speak any German. I said, I'm so sorry. I went to another place. I misread the address, blah, blah, blah. They said, okay, can you wait for like a couple of minutes? And then I waited there, maximum 15 minutes. And then they took me in. I was not demanding them for anything. I was just like, asking them if they can help me or not. And they helped me. So it's all about like how you adapt. If you close yourself, you will find everything hard. But if you try to be nice and integrate yourself a little bit and accept the fact that people may solve their problems different than you do normally here, it's not just Germany. Wherever you're migrating, you have to do a lot of things when you are coming to a new country, like getting a residence permit, getting a tax number, like those stuff people who live here, who are citizens, don't have to do. They are very intimidating, but actually they're not. Oh my god, these are so heavy. So I'm back home. It was so heavy to carry them and I had to take a bus. I don't want to say that like I'm like always comfortable. Everyone's super nice to me. There are some bad, mean, cruel people that are racist, sexist, or like just mean. Don't try to change their minds or like feel bad that you're not a good representative of your culture. Try to minimize your interactions with them, because it's not about you personally. Those people have some problems about, I don't know, something else. Changing location, coming to a new country, trying to adapt the culture, trying to learn the language. These are like big steps that just know that you are changing your life. Not everything is going to be perfect. Make yourself excited for the new beginnings, not anxious about the bureaucracy and how are you going to do it. You are gonna do it. This is like a video that I will put it into a time capsule and send it back to myself 2 years ago, who is like having anxiety attacks because of all this uncertainty, all of this prejudice about going to live in another country. So for 37.5 euros, I got amazing stuff. I always take this, and it was 89 cents, not like 2 euros. I got this Frischkäse. They are like their house brand. 1 kilo of nectarines is 2 euros. And olive oil for cooking, I got it for 6 euros. You can tell that I'm Mediterranean, right? Like with all these Mediterranean like tomatoes and stuff, you can tell that. And zucchini and aubergine. Aubergine 89 cents, zucchini 1 euro, and 5 pieces of tomato for 58 cents. And I'm going to make some köfte today, so 4.79. Turkish art, as you can see. Turkish yogurt. Same brand has a Greek yogurt too, and it's 10 cents more expensive, and they taste the same. Get this one. This is like a life hack. Just a disclaimer, I don't think that yogurt belongs to Greece or Turkey or something. It's like a regional thing. 600 grams of chicken breast is, what is it? Is 5 euros. 1.29. I don't think that this is like the best Parmigiano in the market, but still it was on discount and I got it for 4 euros. Where were we? I'm making köfte with you right now. Köfte is meatballs. In Berlin, not another city in Germany, everyone speaks English because there are so many foreigners living in Berlin. And there are also a lot of Turkish people who are living in Berlin. They're like the biggest minority. You can definitely live here without knowing any German. And I hear the rumors that some people do not even try to learn German and survive in Berlin for like 10 years and stuff. So don't worry if you don't have the language skills yet. Even though I had some background in German, I really didn't remember anything. So I had to start from zero, like A1 level. I was very anxious about not speaking German, thinking that, oh, no one's gonna hire me. But no, there are a lot of startups who have like very international teams from all over the world that they don't require you any skills of German. So after I finished my A2 level in German, I really try to speak, like, especially when I'm ordering something or when I ask for directions and stuff, and they would directly switch to English. They don't let me speak German. How am I going to learn German? But then I realized if someone is trying to ask me something in like a broken Turkish, I would also ask them if they speak English and if it's okay if I explain it in English, for making their lives easier, to save time and stuff. I know that some people are very offended by this, like Germans not speaking with you if you are not speaking correctly, but they speak when you're a little bit advanced in the language. Now I'm on B1 level. I have broken German. I'm horrible with articles and prepositions and stuff. But still, now I realize that they were just trying to help me. As I told you before, it's all about the point of view, like how you try to read this situation. If you choose to get offended by this and stop talking German, then you will not speak German. If you pay attention to it, if you try to learn it, you will learn it, but just don't close yourself to the idea of learning this language. Because German language is hard. I know, it's very hard. And everyone says so. And there are so many prejudices and stereotypes, and online especially. Don't let those discourage you. My first experience with the friends of my boyfriend is I went to this house gathering. They were all Germans and I was the only foreigner, and they were always talking in German and I couldn't understand even a word. And I was excluded basically from the group. That day I felt very bad because I could only stick with my boyfriend. I couldn't meet with them, or I was a little bit shy because they were like not comfortable speaking English with me, and I felt like this was not a nice experience. But then I got used to it, and now we're friends and they're more comfortable with talking English with me. It was just, the first day that we met, we were just a little bit distant, and I was a little bit distant too, so there was this like communication problem. Like, don't close yourself saying that, these people hate me, I cannot speak the language. If you are in a foreign country and you don't have any friends and like you're struggling to make friends, so a lot of Facebook groups, I know Facebook is so outdated, but it helps you a lot when you move to a new country, like expat groups. If you want to make friends like that, just go to an expat gathering, expat comedy show. They do so many fun activities that I'm sure that if you like tag along for a couple of times, you will really find some people that you click with. So this was the last köfte that I made. I will show you the result after I wash my hands. I will put these into the freezer because this is like a monthly köfte stock that I will take them out and cook them when I'm lazy to cook with some rice. And that's how I meal prep. I miss being at home and I miss being with my friends and family. The place that you grew up, you know the rules, you know the traditions, you are like native there, and it's completely a different feeling. But I feel like I can still experience it when I go visit my friends and family in Istanbul. And for example, if you need help with something that normally your friends and family would help you, for example, moving or childcare, if you have children, you have to do it alone here. It's not bad or good. It's like they all have their own advantages. You solve your own problems, you create a new reality for yourself here, but also sometimes you miss that support. It's not that bad and it's not that alone. Of course, you're gonna miss your loved ones. And I miss them too. I wish I could take everyone here with me because I really love my life in Berlin. Now I can be more myself and think about myself, because in Turkey I was more concerned about the economy, inflation, and how the politics are going to be. So some of you will never understand this, I know, but my Turkish viewers will understand. I don't say that I'm never going back to live in Turkey, but I think I will be happier if I stay in Europe or in Berlin. And that's why I have this goal to stay here, and to learn the language after graduating, finding a job, those kind of stuff. But if you're just here for the experience and whatever, I'll just go home if I don't like it, maybe you will give up sooner. So it all depends on you and your resistance and like how much you want to stay here. Kind of. I don't know if it makes sense. Your experience or someone else's experience might be a lot different than mine, so just take it with a pinch of salt. I'm not saying that this is how it is and how it should be. Let me know what your experiences are if you're living in a foreign country, or if you're about to move to somewhere new. Let me know what are your concerns so that maybe we can discuss it, and maybe you will find a way to make yourself a little bit more calm about the change. Bye!